of the National Prayer Breakfast. We will practically look at it at this tail end, but also I want to encourage my brother Nambeshi to demystify the State House. State House is for all of us. State House is for all of us, and where I have also seen.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, the law on presidential, vice president, prime minister's emoluments act gives benefit to holders of those offices, vehicles, houses. You mean the convoy of the president is for everybody? So those benefits are outlined in the schedule, in the law. So when the NRM people go to State House, they are abusing the law, eating our food and flushing our water. So is the minister in order to mislead Parliament on a statutory matter that is well defined, even to a senior for dropout to read, that the residence is a benefit to the holder of the office. That's why you cannot sleep there. Is he in order?
As far as I know, State House welcomes everybody. Even Honorable Ssemujju, at one time we met there. Before he became a politician.
Madam Speaker, we have never met in the State House with you.
You know, those are our inside things.
You are responsible for many things, including the record of Parliament.
At
least I have been there as a journalist many times to interview President Museveni, but I have never been there with you.
Before you became a politician, you were there.
We didn't meet there. You were in FDC. Me, I was a journalist. But I want us to restrict ourselves
Honorable members,
to the
State
issue
House
of the law.
is for everybody. It's for everybody, and I want to welcome all of you to State House for prayer breakfast. And at least one thing, it is on record, he has been there. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And now that we know that he has been there, and in the spirit of the theme for the day, the power of forgiveness and reconciliation, we truly forgive him. Thank you.
For allowing the next time, approval of the loan for upgrading Bugiri Hospital yesterday. I have received a number of petitions. Requesting that all their hospitals should be looked at. And I think the Ministry of Health needs to comprehensively look at the hospitals which are in dilapidated state. The petition I received this morning was from Sorota Hospital, but leave Sorota alone. There are so many hospitals that need to be looked at, so that we see how we can be able to work on a number of hospitals. But we want to thank them for the Bugiri Hospital, but we also want the other hospitals to be worked on in the country. I want to thank you so much. Like if you look at Kamuli Hospital, which is they call it Mulago, that hospital receives patients from Buyende, from everywhere. That hospital in Kamuli should actually also be worked on. And of course, as I said before, the petition I have received is for a petition from Sorota Hospital. The minister should make sure they work on the regional hospital, because the current one we have is more of a district hospital. So I want the minister to look at that and report to this House. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my prayer some of the new districts, like Kalungu, we have original hospitals under the Catholic Foundation or Church of Uganda. And when you visit Villa Maria Hospital, it has facilities better than Health Center Falls. One time I went to Zombo. There's another Catholic hospital there. But there was a policy which was helping these hospitals to run. In Kalungu, where I come from, Villa Maria Hospital works on Sembabule, works on Chiruhura.
That is the PHC.
Yes, works on Gomba. But we don't have doctors because those hospitals cannot afford paying doctors. And if a policy can be worked on, and the government can post some doctors in these hospitals, even the
Honorable Bahati, Minister, that's a very important point. There are some private-owned hospitals, like church-owned hospital, even privately owned by other people. If government can only do one thing, send doctors in those hospitals, and then they will give treatment as a subsidized rate, it would help.
Madam Speaker, as I conclude, if you go to Villa Maria Hospital, where I come from and where I was born, they have enough facilities, they have accommodation for doctors, first-class houses, but because they're incapacitated by income, based on the income of the people, they cannot, but they are seeking guidance and help from government, as you have. I'm going to give information. As you have stated, it could solve a lot of issues because already they are established, and the government is giving some little money, but employing doctors, nurses is very key.
Thank you. I was waiting for Christine. Now that Christine has come, let me to have Dr. Peya, Aru, Honorable Atkins, then JB.
Honorable Speaker, I was thanking you so much for always guiding this House in matters of service delivery. And yesterday we passed this loan in a record, I think 1 minute, where there was no discussion. And we really thank you for that. That issues that affects our people is always a priority. Right Honorable Speaker, on Wednesday, I was privileged to be a minister for 1 hour when the Minister of Health delegated me to hand over an ambulance in my health center 4 in Amolatar. I took an effort to visit or tour the health center. And what I saw there is that our health centers are more sick than the patients themselves. The issue of infrastructure of our health system is really wanting. And so as a house, I think we need to reprioritize and take affirmative action, the way you are doing for sports. If only we could stand our ground, pass a budget that would do at least a minimum renovation, to the extent that even just a bed to treat the patients are not there. So the issue of infrastructure, of health service, of our health system should really take priority. I know you're a people's person. Our theme for this parliament, the 11th parliament, has been the people's parliament. I think for the next 1 year remaining, or the next few months, let us do something for the health sector. It's really wanting. I thank you.
Thank you, and we must walk the talk. Yes, Aru.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you so much for this opportunity. But above all, Right Honorable Speaker, I'm humbled that you had to speak about health. There are individuals down there, especially in Aru, whose life will change by your speech, the Right Honorable Speaker. I thank you so much for that motherly and kind-hearted spirit. Right Honorable Speaker, in Pade District, we only have 2 delivery beds.
2
delivery beds, and they are in Pajuli Health Center 4. The last time when Minister of Health was... The last time when Minister of Health was giving out delivery beds...
You have 2 delivery beds?
2 delivery beds.
What about admission beds?
Admission bed in Pajule, we have around 10 for women and 10 for men.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for your statement regarding our health services. This morning, Right Honorable Speaker, I went to Munyonyo to attend the budget conference. In the budget strategy,
under human capital development, the health issues is appearing prominently. Unfortunately, Right Honorable Speaker, when it comes to the actual provision of money for health services, it's always very small. For example, we only were given 33 billion this financial year to cater for the reconstruction of health center 3s and 4s, which is quite minuscule. What I would like to propose is that the efforts of the Minister of Health, she's always come to the House here to say, why don't we look for funds, some good amount of money, whether it's borrowed funds, so that we deal in a very comprehensive way these health services across the country. Some of these health centers, called health center 3s and 4s, are in name. But when you look at the standards of infrastructure which is required there, they are lacking. So I would like to urge this House that we are the ones with the power of appropriation. Let's start engaging the executive now, and we look for sufficient amount of money so that we can, in a very comprehensive way, deal with the health infrastructure in the country, especially health center 3s and health center 4s, which is basically our first line of defense in helping the people of Uganda. I submit, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Lob.
Honorable Speaker, yesterday we joined the people of Bujiri in celebrating, however momentarily it might be, that Parliament gave a green light for these $20 million to be gotten to rehabilitate Bujiri Hospital, because that hospital is very sick. That's for sure. I am hoping that the excitement for the people of Bujiri will not be momentary. For many reasons. You know, many times we borrow money and it remains undisbursed. I hope this won't be the case, because as of end of last year, in our country's record books, we had 16.4 trillion Uganda shillings undisbursed loans. And last year, as a country, we paid 74 billion shillings in commitment fees. Those are fines you pay for money that was lent to you, but you're not utilizing it. Because once the lender lends you money, they don't care whether you're utilizing the money or not, they have lent you. So last year, this is 74 billion shillings, which is like getting and you throw in a pit latrine. Commitment fees. And the 16.4 trillion remains undisbursed. We need to stop this. Government, come and borrow money when you're ready to utilize it. Now, my honorable brother might be excited, but then another, I don't know how many years might elapse before this money is released and the hospital gets to be refurbished. Because we have seen this happen again and again. Hopefully, we'll get to do better. Because you see, our debt burden continues to grow. We are now at 107 trillion shillings. But you see, a good chunk of that is money we are not utilizing. So why do we borrow it if we are not ready to put it to use? Why? It does not make sense at all. I hope this is not one of those cases. But, Honorable Speaker, also, we hope that for the umpteenth time, government can come with a comprehensive plan to refurbish health facilities in this country. Whether it be the infrastructure, whether it be staffing, all these are numerous challenges across. Busoga region alone, where Bujiri falls, as per the 2024 National Population and Housing Census, has got an approximate population of 4.37 million people. That's just Busoga region alone. How many functional hospitals are in that region? It's the second largest population by region. How many can you talk about? And that's why now, Bujiri is very excited that at least money has been borrowed to deal with this one. Now you widen the circle, go outside of Busoga. If every member in this house across the aisle got a chance to talk about the health care situation in their constituency, you would be appalled. Health centers are non-functional, there's no doctors, theaters are full of bats and rats. Theaters. In fact, doctors fear to go there. They say, we cannot go and work in those places. People are taken there, and what is there is probably Panadol. We need a comprehensive plan to revamp healthcare in this country. We cannot just do it piecemeal. Until when? You come with a comprehensive plan. Tell us that for all your health centers, we are going to borrow money, however unsustainable that is. But let there be a plan. Let's come here and debate that plan.
Okay.
Tell us this is what we want to do. This is how we are going to find that money so that we deal with the healthcare challenge in the entire country. Thank you.
Thank you. These are the issues of health sector. As you've heard about revamping the whole health sector, and we have all this needs a multi-sectoral approach. When you talk about, you find some hospitals have no electricity because they cannot pay electricity. So women are delivering and they are using torches to give birth. You have the bad roads. For you to reach a hospital, there must be a bad road. Just like when you're entering the city here, if you don't get potholes, then you're not entering the city. And then the issue of personnel. There are no personnel, some of them don't have drugs, and then some of them really are in a dire state. So, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues, for the discussion, this important matter of health. And I want to thank the leader of opposition for the insight into this debate. I just wanted to first clear one simple thing. While we were seated there, Madam Speaker, on the parliamentary website, somebody posted that on the right moment, MP Segona challenges Minister Bahati's capacity to represent government on the floor. I wanted to say, on the firm note, that I have overwhelming capacity to represent government on this floor.
It is on the record.
It's on the record.
And Honorable Bahati, as you're speaking, we have a strategic plan, the health sector strategic plan, which ends this financial year. So as government, you may need to come out and tell this country what next, what is in your next plan.
So we have noted the concerns of members, and I'm sure that these concerns have come at a very appropriate time when we're actually going to start the budget preparations, and where we'll have the budget framework paper. This budget framework paper lays out the strategy and the outlook of how things would work in the next financial year. So we hope that this parliament, members of parliament, will have valuable input in the budget framework paper. I just wanted to mention two things. One, to confirm that all the issues that have been raised, I do not know, Madam Speaker, how would you want us to take this, but I would propose that the Minister of Health should come, if you do accept, to again make a presentation here on how we are moving in terms of the health sector, and then maybe the Committee of Health can also look at this matter, and then as we debate and discuss the budget framework paper, then we can improve on how the health sector will look like next financial year. But as you know, the policy of government on health is to have, among other things, a national referral hospital, to have a regional hospital, to have a district hospital, a health center 4, and health center 3. Out of this, we are making some good progress. In some districts, actually, we have covered this. For example, district where I come from, Kabale, most of these things are in place. And we have seen benefits of the things that can be done when you have good functional health center 3. I want to tell you that in my own constituency alone, health center 3s help over 600 mothers to produce every month. So this can really make some good progress. But also you made a point, Madam Speaker and other members, one, that there are foundational bodies that have health units There are even private sector hospitals. I know of some of the hospitals that have 200 beds, but they are not supported by government. I know we have PHC, money that comes from government to support these foundational bodies, but it's not enough. So these are some of the things that the Minister of Health will be able to sort out, to talk about when it comes to when you give her an opportunity to make a presentation. But I think it's a good idea that government comes in to work hand in hand with the private sector. I know for sure, like in Nansana, one of my friends has a hospital which has more than 20 beds of dialysis beds, more than what is at Mulago or what is at other hospitals. So if we work together with the private sector, we can achieve more. So, Madam Speaker, I'll be able to convey the message and request that when you avail the opportunity, the Minister of Health would be able to make a presentation here on the floor.
Honorable Bahati, there's information from Honorable Ayume, but before he comes to that information, Dr. Ayume and Dr. Muze will bear me witness. In my private hospital, I have over 200 beds. We do major operations, we do everything. The women give birth for free. For free. What would it cost the government to say, let's support that hospital by giving them midwives and gynecologists? Because they are giving birth for free, they get treatment for free. That is giving back to community. But government should be able to support. Yes, Dr. Yume?
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable. Yes, the health sector has deficiencies, but I think we should not demonize it. There are indicators that we look at to look at progress of the health sector. And I want to tell this House and those watching and listening, maternal mortality, which is one of those indicators that we use to determine progress of the health sector. The maternal mortality of Uganda, Right Honorable Speaker, over the last 5 years has jumped from 330 deaths to 189, and it's one of the best in the region. Remember, Right Honorable Speaker, we were coming out of COVID, we were coming out of Ebola, and the chronic strikes. So I think we deserve a clap as government and as Parliament. Right Honorable Speaker, there has also been tremendous investment in infrastructure in the health sector, and in the Lobs constituency, we have yet to be one of the best heart hospitals in Africa, and I think the Right Honorable Prime Minister did the groundbreaking in February. It was a $79 loan from the Saudi fund, and once complete, we shall stop our heart patients going to Turkey, to India. So those are some of the things, and I think 3 weeks ago there was a loan request for a cancer center in Arua. The one in Bale will be soon coming aboard. It was in the same loan request by the Minister of Finance, and then Mbarara and so forth. So the issue, Right Honorable Speaker, is about appropriation. Once given the right funds, I think the Minister of Health and the Ministry of Health would be in the right direction. The 10th Parliament, Right Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, was able to borrow money, and I think over 200 health center 3s were built, and it's that same reason that we're able to see our maternal mortality reduce. So I would like to implore the House that avail the necessary funds, and we can revamp all these health center 4s we are talking about, all the ambulances that we need, and all the general hospitals that we need. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. You can conclude.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ayume. And in addition, as you know, in terms of the progress we're making in the health sector, our life expectancy has now increased to 63 years, up from 41 years in 1991. This is because of the good programs of the NRM government and supported by all of you. We are also having a plan. Madam Speaker, one of the questions that has been raised here is the personnel at the Health Center 3s and Health Center 4s. We are having a plan to recruit doctors, medical doctors, at Health Center 3s if resources allow. So these are some of the things that we shall be able to discuss during the budget framework paper, which is coming in December.